I'm going to talk about a review of the movie Flip It. This movie was released on August 27 of 2010, and well, it was in United States, and the director of this movie was Rob Reiner. Well, actually, this movie is based on a book. This book was called Flip It by Wendelin Van Tronsen. And well, now talking about the cast, the principal actors were Callan McAuliffe as Bryce Lusky and Madeline Carroll as Julie Baker. They were like the protagonists of this movie, and actually there were some other actors that they were Rebecca De Mornay as Patsy Lusky, Anthony Edwards as Stephen Lusky, that they were like the parents of Bryce Lusky, and also Aidan Quinn as Richard Baker, and Penelope Ann Miller as Trina Baker, that they were like the parents of Julie Baker. And also there was Israel Browser as Garrett, that he used to be Bryce Lusky's best friend. Well, this movie is actually a romantic movie. It's about romance and love, and yeah. Talking about the plot of the movie, is actually all started when Bryce and Julie met at the first time. When Bryce moved where Julie lived, and they started like become neighbors. So Julie, the first time that Julie saw Bryce, she fell in love. So yeah, but actually Bryce didn't even feel like the same about Julie. And yeah, actually, Bryce started like to hate Julie because she always was trying like to talk to him, like in school or like in the place that they used to live. And yeah, and that was something that Bryce used to hate because he didn't even want to talk to her, and because yeah, he thought that she was a little strange. So yes. Actually, another thing that Bryce used to hate about Julie was that they were like in the same school. So every time in the classroom, Julie used to do like a lot of things. She used to do like a lot of things that Bryce just to feel like some uncomfortable about it, that probably she used to smell him because she used to like the perfume that he used to use, and yeah, some other things that that Bryce used to feel like a little bit uncomfortable. But yeah, also whenever Julie wanted to talk to Bryce, Bryce just answered her like with a sarcastic tone and everything. So that was something that Julie used to hate about Bryce, that she was always like there for him, but he was never there for her. So yeah. Actually, the action started like when they were waiting for the bus to to school. Um, there was a tree that Julie used to like a lot, and yeah, she used to say that whenever she was there like in the tree, she can see like all the things that they were like in the town, and actually she used to feel like a little bit peaceful there. So she used to love that tree. It was actually her favorite tree like in the world, and actually just for that. So one time, she went to there to wait for school, to go to school, and someone wanted to remove that tree. So she didn't want to, and she paused there like in the tree and asked Bryce for some help. And well, Garrett, that is Bryce's best friend, told him that if he wanted to help Julie, he wouldn't talk to him anymore because all the people like there in school used to think um, that Julie was like a little like a strange person or something. So actually, she didn't had like a lot of friends there in school. So Bryce took like the decision to not to help her, even if he really wanted to. He just go for his reputation about there in school, so he didn't help Julie, and Julie was a little sad about that. Actually, she was so sad that she didn't even want to take like the bus to go to school, so she started to go to the school like in her bicycle, and she used to take like the long way to school because she didn't want to pass there where the tree used to be, because it has like, it reminds her for some bad memories about that time. And also, well, Julie's father just to know like that tree just was so significant for Julie, so he painted like paint to Julie about that tree, and that was when Julie started to ask if she was feeling like the same about Bryce that she used to feel before when there was like just kids. Bryce started to feel like jealous um, about Jolie and his granddad, because one day his granddad saw in a newspaper that Jolie was there, and well, that was the day when Jolie didn't want to that people to remove that tree, and he asked Bryce about her friend Julie, and actually Bryce started to feel like jealous because um, his grandfather used to never talk to him, and now that he talked to him, he just asked for he just asked about Jolie, so he was like a little bit of jealous about that, and he told his granddad that Julie wasn't his friend, and yeah, he told him not to ask about her anymore. Actually, about that, his granddad was like a little confused, but he wanted to discover like what was going on between Bryce and Julie. Like, why weren't their friends if they were like in the same school, and also they live like Julie used to live like in front of Bryce's house, so they were like really close neighbors. And yeah, so one day um, Bryce's granddad went to Julie's house, and he started helping like Julie some chores there in the house, and they become like really good friends. So there was something that Bryce really felt jealous about, because she was more like with his granddad that he were. And one time, after all of this, Bryce's granddad told him that Julie seems to be like a really good friend, and he should give like an opportunity to Julie about probably being friends or something like that. And Bryce was like a little mad or a little jealous about it, and well, he said yes, but he didn't even want to become friends with Julie. And after all of this happens, the hands of Julie started to to post some eggs, and Julie is starting to give into the Lasky family some eggs that they hands laid, and actually, Bryce told his family that her house wasn't that clean, that old people used to think about it, so he was like afraid to have or to get like salmonella or something like that. And well, his parents asked him to ask her that if the eggs were clean or something, but he didn't want to talk to her, or he was afraid to ask to her about that, and he just only started to throw the eggs, like whenever Julie give it to him, he just throw it like in the trash. So yeah, there were like some other troubles that they were happening like during the movie, and yeah, but after all of these troubles that they were happening there. That their families was having like probably some troubles between there, like the Lusky family and the Baker's family didn't want to have like some relationships between them because they were having, well, especially like the Lusky family had some troubles with the Baker's family because they didn't like how their house used to look like from outside, and they say that, well, they think that Baker family just to be like a bad family or something like that. So yeah, there was like some troubles between their families, but after all like those problems got um, like well well they really apologize like each other. And yeah, so after all of this, after all of Bryce didn't want to accept that he was starting like feeling something about with Julie. He recognized it and he told Julie that he was feeling something about it. And yeah, so after all they started like a relationship. So I'm sorry for that spoiler. But yeah, so that that were like some things that they were happening there. So yeah, I think that this was like especially like all the things that were happening during this movie. And now talking about my review of the movie, I think that this movie is a really good one. I really like it. It's actually my favorite movie. And well, I don't really like romantic movies or something, but I found this movie like a little interested or something that can happen like in real life. And yeah, I really like it. So if you like movies about love, you might probably like this movie, because if I don't like movies about love and I love it, you might probably love it too. And yeah, it's actually a good movie. It has like a good plot, and actually the persons, the actor, I like really well. The protagonists are were acting like really cool, and yeah, actually it's a really good movie. I really like it. I think that everyone should watch it. I really recommend it, this movie. Um, Actually, it's like 10 years ago it was released, but yeah, I think this movie should have or should be more famous, I think. So yeah, I hope you will see it, this movie. And yeah, thanks for watching.